Governor Gavin Newsom projected another year of record funding for schools during his budget presentation on Monday, but warned that some districts could be in financial trouble as student enrollment continues to decline. Newsom's budget proposal pointed to a state population decline driven by plummeting birth rates that have eroded K-12 enrollment projections, and proposed tweaking California's decades-old education funding formula to minimize the impact of fewer students in schools, with funding tied to attendance. Newsom's budget proposes broadening the policy to allow districts to base funding on attendance in the current year, prior year, or the average of that from 3 prior years, whichever is greater. The proposal gives school districts more running room to plan against really shocking declines, said Keely Martin Bosler, director of Newsom's Department of Finance. Average daily attendance among the state's 6 million plus K-12 students has decreased by 271,000 students since 2014. School funding in California is based on student enrollment and reduced by average daily attendance records, an attempt to hold schools accountable for chronic absenteeism. Enrollment declines has been compounded by the COVID-19 pandemic as fewer families moved to California and campus closures pushed parents to consider alternatives to their neighborhood public school, according to budget documents released by Newsom on Monday. Some school districts over the next. Last week, State Senator Anthony Portantino, de la Cañada Flintridge, introduced legislation that takes a bolder approach to the enrollment problem. The new bill proposes that education funding be tied to total annual student enrollment rather than how often students actually attend class. The move could bring in an additional $3 billion in annual state funding for schools, according to Portantino. Portantino said in a statement Monday that he is encouraged by Newsom's proposal and that the governor's instincts are right, but that he will continue to make the case that this is the perfect time to enact the structural reforms necessary to better fund our schools and to create the stability. Newsom has not commented on Portantino's legislation. As San Bernardino City Unified, enrollment dropped by more than 2,000 students last year, equivalent to 8 years' worth of past annual population declines in the district.